Good afternoon, everybody. Dr. Globe here, represent Destination Tomorrow here with Grow with Google, our partnership. Those of you who are viewing currently through the Black Girl Everything page, thank you for coming on today. Every single Wednesday, we try to drop a new video of a training or a free workshop to participate in, especially for small businesses, as well as justice impacted individuals looking to find another stream of revenue or trying to figure out ways to gain jobs, because we also know most justice impacted individuals, especially those who were formerly incarcerated, struggle to come out and actually find work because most people don't really want to hire them. So one of the best things you can do, start your own business. So every single week we come on and we actually present different workshops and different trainings for individuals who are looking to start businesses. If you're ever interested in doing some additional work in regards to this, there's a whole over 200 other courses that I can provide to you for free that you can do directly from your cell phones from at home, or come into our resource center and actually get some workshops, some trainings done. So today we're going to do a workshop that's going to make your small business more visible. As a small business owner, one of the big things is about visibility and how people can physically see you. So we're going to physically go into this workshop and let's get talking. Let's get see what we can talk about. If you have any questions, those on Facebook, I can see you. And those who are watching this via the pre-recording of, the recording of this on the Destination Tomorrow or the Black Girl Everything YouTube channel, please feel free to send me an email at drpope@destinationtomorrow.org if you have any questions or concerns, you want to link up to do any of these other types of workshops. Okay, so today we're going to talk about what is accessibility, right? What does that even mean when we're talking about making your business more accessible so people can find it? We're going to design best practices. We're going to talk about email accessibility, physical accessibility, and also being inclusive. Okay, what is accessibility? Accessibility ensures people with disabilities can perceive, understand, navigate, and interact with products, services, and tools. So you mentioned when you look towards your small business that you're building out so everyone can get access to it. The last thing you want to do is put your business in a space where people can't get through it through the stairs and things of that nature, especially if that's a community you want to serve. So say you're starting a business and you're talking about, I'm selling wheelchairs. You don't start that business and put it on a second, a 5-story walk up on the 3rd floor. That's not where you place that type of business, because it makes sure it has accessibility for those who you're trying to serve, right? Assistive technologies can help overcome barriers. That's important too for individuals, especially when you have Braille within your location. How many restaurants you go into that actually have Braille? So someone who walks in there who is blind, who wants to actually physically read the menu themselves, they can't, because in a lot of cases, there's no actual menu for them to be able to read. Those who are hearing impaired, how many restaurants you go into where they also always have someone who speaks sign, so individuals can be able to use their sign language and different types of communication tools to work with the community in which they serve. All these things are really important when you talk about when you're running these small businesses, because the more accessible you are as an organization, the easier it is for people to want to come and see you. Okay. Accessibility impacts over 1 billion people. The World Health Organization estimates that 1 billion people worldwide live with some form of a disability. 15% of the world's population, 26% of 1 in 4 adults in the US, and the spending power is over 6 trillion. So when we're talking about making your business more accessible for for people with different abilities, we're talking about a $6 trillion market. So how are we now all tapping into this by making certain shifts to our small businesses and organizations to ensure that we can actually reach these potential clients? So building for accessibility, developing accessible digital content called universal design, right? Allows people with disabilities to engage without barriers. It expands your market, improves the experience for all users, lessens your company's legal risk. Because last thing we'll do, somebody coming after you for legality issues because they felt as if your business was discriminating against them. So if you have these type of things in place, it makes it more accessible for other individuals to gain access and have be able to utilize your business more feasibly. So sometimes when we do these different things, we say, oh, people are just going to get here. Yeah, but what about that one person if you're not really on a bus route? Are you sitting here on your website suggesting what lines? Did you get a contract with Shift or with Uber or Lyft, saying when people come to my space and you having a hard time accessing my small business, here, use this discount code for a ride share to get to my business, right? Here, my business may be located here, but we will actually pick up if you're having more than 10 people come into my paint and sip location, right? That's not accessible. You're gonna have a free transportation to the space. Like, what are you doing to make it accessible for more customers to be able to get access to you? Especially depending on where you're staying at, because if you live outside of New York City, right? And you're somewhere, say in Westchester County, is far from a train. And a lot of individuals, especially in southern states of New York, don't drive. If you're talking about going up in northern parts of New York, people really don't drive. And if you're in New Jersey, you're not getting anywhere with a car. So when you're having, say, if you have a studio or something of that nature, how are individuals getting access to you? What systems are you putting in place to make people at least to get there? We're not even talking about individuals clearly with all the other types of disabilities they may have, but even just the basic stuffs about transportation. And that because that definitely influences accessibility for anyone, even when you're looking into nonprofits, where the location of your program will matter how many people you're going to actually serve. So let's talk about universal design. Okay, design elements and features for digital content, techniques that clearly communicate image descriptions, alternate text and descriptions, color contrast, design techniques, text formatting, headers, text links, video captions, and transcripts. So when you're looking, these are different things we're talking about when we're talking about universal design, even when you're talking about how much depth goes into your website and what you're actually making accessible for other individuals on there, okay? So like say if you have the beginning of your website and you at the top, you think it was great, of course, for the visually impaired, you're gonna have a sound that comes off, welcome to Destination Tomorrow. We are the Bronx LGBTQI Center here in the Bronx, and we are celebrating inclusivity for you. So here is our vision, here is our mission, right? Now that's great for someone who can't see, right? It's got the hearing piece. But what about the person who's deaf, right? You can't now take away the words because you think everybody can see it. You have to have both, right? You got to be clear so everybody can get access to the information. Okay, an activity. How would you describe this image? So for me, I'm going to describe this image as it looks like some black coffee. Literally has no color, has nothing going on with it. There's physically nothing there, right? So what do you think this image is to you? Or it could be tea, black tea. So no, nothing in it. Well, who puts milk in their tea? People do that. I think it's this weirdest thing a lot, but people do that. But yeah, so yeah, black tea. That's honestly, if I was drinking black tea, that's what my tea would look like because I don't add anything to my tea. I just drink straight herbs. So yes, that's what mine would look like, but that's what it looks like to me. So let's see what it says. Okay. All text and descriptions. All text describes images and screen readers. So without alt text, a screen reader will miss that content. The written description may help the SEO. Descriptions are visible on the page to help sighted people too. So description, all meals served with coffee. So what you would do is when you have an image like that, say on your website or your restaurant or your something sharing it, you got to put a picture, even for people who can't read. Do you know that there's people out here, grown adults, who still cannot read? They may have had a learning disability. They may have been in juvie for a long period of time. They may have had trauma where they didn't learn how to read. There's a lot of people, they might have been in foster care, especially people of color, who cannot read, literally. So you will sit here and say in the description, all meals served with coffee. But if you sit here and you have a coffee cup next to the meal, like, oh, I guess maybe that comes with coffee. Maybe I'll go there and check it out. So it's really about making sure things are accessible so people can actually see different things and how things are presented, especially on your website. You wanted to make sure that it stimulates individuals in multiple ways. Okay, image descriptions for charts and graphs. Put charts and graphs inside your thing so people can see it. And what captions? People love reading those things. Like, this looks cool. Oh, okay. So go in the quarter, their wait list went down, more people attended, more people were enrolled. So it makes sense. So I want to assess this place. I want to go to this place because the numbers are going up, right? So say if you're sitting there and you're talking about you're a business coach, like I'm a business coach, a good graph for me to have on my page would be something like a graph of since 2021, I've serviced this many businesses and what percentage has they improved in their businesses and engaging and interacting with me, right? That's something to put on there because when people engage within the brand, they can see when you engage in a Black Girl Everything brand, this is how much more you have gained, financially from either coming to being a BG VIP Collective member, or or when coming to Destination Tomorrow, we can sit here and say, well, how many folks have we of the trans experience have we worked with? How many of them are we still working with? And how many people we helped reach at least 3 of their goals, right? Something real basic, something real tangible, right? That especially for your nonprofit, because you want to make sure that the things that you indicate are tangible things, because everything you do is something beneficial. Okay, color and contrast. Use text colors that stand out from background colors for readability, okay? Low contrast, so you would not have that little lighter pink, purplish color against that rose color, and you would have that, so you wanna make sure you have a dark back and a bright front, so people can see it, because glare is serious. People's colors, definitions on their computers or screens and things of that nature can be different. So you need to make sure the colors that you use and the contrast use of information so people can see them is clear and defined by making it a darker back and a lighter front. Don't blur your colors too much together because people can't see it, okay? Doesn't make any sense. All right, beyond color, design techniques, use high contrast, hue, saturation, brightness, brighten things up, use thick lines, no skinny lines in your text, especially on your websites. The key point, people can't see it and they're gonna leave the website. It has to be clear, defined, so people, like even when you see these presentations I do here at Grow Google, the background is always white and it's black text with some blue around the side. Nothing, sometimes we get so caught in only make all these colors and all this other stuff, but the fact is people can't see that. So you want to keep it as clear as possible so individuals can actually see what's going on. Use the thick lines, use various patterns and dash lines. People like dashes. It draws that information to their fingers to important information, their eyes to see what's important, right? Use textures on your paper sometimes. Add patterns or labels for contrast and charts. Label elements like titles, legends, and axes. So you want to make sure you label everything on there so people can clearly see what's going on. For examples, in color, in grayscale, okay? When you're creating spreadsheets with Google, you can use Google Sheets to create particular spreadsheets, right? Make sure you're using different dash lines, dark dash lines, and make sure you have printing labels and the information. So you can take these Google imagery and use directly on your websites. You can use it in your profit reports. You can use it anywhere because you can do this right through Google on the Google apps, okay? And create these particular charts. And they also have templates of these charts. So all you do is you can sit here and take one of these templates, plug it into the Google Sheet, and just put your information in, and it'll fix based off the information you're trying to prevail within your presentation, okay? So yeah, use color, make it beautiful. And when you're using grayscale, grayscale has multiple forms of gray. So you can show some difference. Okay, text formatting and headers. Use formatting tools to organize content in documents, okay? Assess technology uses to help people interpret the content. Use headers on your paper so people understand what you're talking about, right? As you go through different sections. So it's clear. So if you're sending out a fundraising letter for your nonprofit, you want to put in your header the information about who you are, right? You want to put down there, maybe even in your footer, here's more information on how you can donate, how you can support. Here's more information about me again. So your information at the top, information at the bottom. So people's like, boom, they read in the middle and all they can see. But sometimes people only read the top and the bottom. So you want them to get the key information from the beginning, because people glance over items and information, right? So you make sure stuff stands out so people are able to see. So use headers when you're actually working within your document so people can see what you're talking about and be clear. If you're not noticing that constantly, can you keep on using the word clarity, because you want to make sure you're clearly reaching individuals. And that's the point of making your business more accessible, right? Is about providing clarity for individuals. All right, detailed text links. When adding links, including words that describe what a person will access when they click the link. So when you have links, put text links in your stuff so people can go boom and just click it. Everybody wants something easy. People want something easy. So like say when you're doing email marketing, right? And you want people to donate money. You can't sit here and say, go to this page, enter in this code, and then you'll get access. Nobody really wants to do that. They're not going to do it. I'm saying right now, I'm not. And I do it if I'm a person who gets easily distracted and I have multiple things that I'm doing. I'm not even going to do it. So it's a lot easier when you send somebody a link to something. Say if you get somebody to donate and you send somebody through a text message, you send them a text message. Hey, good morning. Please donate to my nonprofit today on Giving Tuesday. You should have the link right there that people can press. And that's going to go directly to where they're going to donate. We're going to put their name, their information, and select their donation amount, and press enter and be done. And you want to make the process so smooth and simple for them that it only takes them like 30 seconds. Video captions and transcripts is important. Options to create video captions and transcripts. Use automatic captioning, use automatic transcripts, create your own. You can do that. How have a vendor create it for you. You need to make sure you have captions and transcripts on all your videos. So people whom are auditory impaired can actually read it. Make it fair for everybody. Make it accessible for everybody. Figure YouTube vloggers, if all YouTube vloggers went about putting the words on their pages, right? Or figure even, let's go even this way. People who aren't hearing impaired, who are scrolling through Instagram with people's reels. Do you notice people put the words on the reels and you're more inclined to read it and then not even listen to them? You ever pay attention to that? So yeah, put the captions on your stuff, because sometimes people might just have a little sound off, but they're scrolling through, but they really shouldn't be on their phone, but they're still scrolling through. They're going to stop at yours because they can read what you're saying. They can actually engage with you without the sound. Say you ever be like me. So for me, it took my daughter, I have a 4-year-old, it took her about 18 months, maybe a little longer than that, to go to sleep in her room by herself. She's a very sensitive baby, loves being close by, and we love having her close by. So when I was in her room often, I would have to find stuff to do. So I couldn't have stuff on with sound. Luckily I was working on, graduating from school and doing a whole bunch of other things back in the day and working on my businesses. I need sound. But if I'm just sitting there just looking for something to do, if I'm not reading, because I can't read in the dark, right? So I'm scrolling through Instagram, I can't have sound, right? I can have sound. I can watch YouTube videos and not have sound if people have captions. So I can actually learn a skill while I'm sitting there with my young person. Okay. All right. So automatic captioning on YouTube, automatic captioning, enable the automatic translate feature and closed captioning on YouTube. YouTube, it has it for you already. So for the vloggers like me, just put on there, automatically you add captions in there in the settings so it automatically translates so people can see what's going on. Okay. So Vimeo allows users to toggle auto captioning on and off during an event. Okay. So like when you do a live stream, you use Vimeo and it will allow you to do closed captioning. Perfect. TEDx allows the screen to select the language for your subtitles. TEDx allows it, right? TikTok can automatically generate captions of videos with audio, right? So does Instagram, right? Automatic transcripts on YouTube, open the transcripts as things are available. Creating and sharing a PDF. PDF documents require efforts to make accessible. PDFs with images and diagrams are generally not accessible, right? Even text-only PDFs can be difficult to interpret. In general, try to avoid PDFs. PDFs get people stuck. They can't actually utilize them. So email accessibility. What makes things available through email? Best practices, be mindful, logical reading order. Use one color, use one column layouts. Straight up in front and down so people can see. Make the purpose of the hyperlink text clear. So again, write in why you click this link to give money now. Click this link to get to know us better. Click this link for your favorite sandwich. Anything that you want to say and click the link. You got to make sure you say it specifically there so people will click the link. People want to be told what to do. The more direction it gets, we say, click here first. Enter your name, enter this. Click here now. We do this and do this. Click here, final step. Boom, click that final step. Click here to enter, thank you for your donation. Boom. Give people clear advice on how to get from one step to the next. Okay? All right. Best practice, maintain a 60-40 text to image ratio. More text than image, but image has to be in there. People, if there's too many words, it gets overwhelming. If people are like, no, I don't want to read it, right? Avoid overusing links. Don't use too many links. If you realize you want to send out a few different things over a week span, send one link a day. Don't send one email with 5 different links in it because people are not going to click on it. Okay? Maintain a minimum of 14-point font size in your emails. 14, not 10, 11, or 12. 14, so it's clear, it's big, people can see it. Okay? Maintain a good contrast. Avoid visual cues based on colors. Include closed captioning. Okay? And that's how you work out your emails. All right. Physical accessibility for your small business. Remove obstacles for physical spaces from your front door, right? Give space for people to come through. We have a storage space where stuff can go. If you have strollers, right? Confirm access, elevators, wheelchair entries, parking spots. Let people know what's going on. You come and shop here. We have a free free parking available for you, right? Understand ADA regulations and comply. Welcome service animals. Publicize your support for accessibility. Like talk about all these different cool things that you do that allow people to come to your space. If you have a restaurant, you can say, yeah, Fridays is doggy day. When you come here on Fridays for doggy day, we provide free dog bowls with water for happy hour, right? That's going to get dogs coming into the space. You accept service animals at one of your particular locations. If you have a service animal, you want to come to our location, this is the location for you, right? So you want to make sure you're very clear about that. Be inclusive. Don't make assumptions. Speak normally. If you aren't sure, ask. Respect all an individual's request and personal space. Like, yeah, be inclusive. Like, hey, are you good with this? Are you okay with this? Especially, you ever go to a store and somebody asks you if you want their help and you tell them no, and they still follow you around. And then it's like the most awkwardest situation ever. They keep following me around. Why are you following me around? I'm trying to be clear. Okay. Learn more about accessibility. There's different websites and places you can go to learn more about accessibility. The ADA accessibility standards, ADA accessibility primer for small businesses, Americans with Disability Act, Small Business Guide, Google's accessibility resources, Google disability support, W3. Excuse me, I'll have to pause for 1 second. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. I had to stop my stream for a second here. I had an important phone call here. Google's accessibility resources, Google disability support, WC3's business case for accessibility, web content, accessibility guidelines, WebAIM contract chapter, or you can use preparing and design files for accessibility, material design guidelines. So all those different tools are important when you're trying to access information in regards to learning more about accessibility. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so thank you for tuning in today. Share your feedback on Grow with Google and information about what we do here at Grow with Google. Appreciate you scan the code. Okay, so ultimately, the key point that I'm trying to prevail to you all is really just about accessibility. If you want your business to be accessible, you got to make sure it's accessible to multiple people. And accessibility comes with more funding, more resources, more money. Because the more people that you're able to reach, the more people who are going to actually acknowledge and understand your business and who are going to come and want to be involved with you. So this is Dr. Glow from Black Girl Everything, also a partner here with Destination Tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have additional workshops that is available for you. You can actually watch our workshops on the Black Girl Everything YouTube channel, as well as the Destination Tomorrow YouTube channel. You can learn about all the different things with businesses as well as job seekers. Again, we have these sessions available every single Wednesday from 1 to 2:30. You can tune in with us for our Global Group session. So thank you. And until next time, anybody has any questions, please feel free to email me about Global Google or DM me, inbox me, or leave me a message on or comment here on YouTube, and I'll be able to reach out to you with your email address, and I could give you some more free resources and additional workshops. Until next week. Bye-bye.